informing you how sad we really are to lose a very formidable progressive, reformist of this country. I think the greatest reformer, almost creating a second revolution in this country after independence, with the Vision 2030. If you remember the crafting of the Vision 2030, and just coming immediately after or soon after the Decision Paper number 10 of 1965, which Mwai Kibaki co-authored with Tom Mboya. So we are mourning a very great intellectual, a great hero, a man who was selfless, leaving Makerere University to come and become a secretary in Kano, at the courtesy of Raila Amolo Odinga, when they called him from Makerere. But you remember also the new constitution, creating a new revolution within a very peaceful times. We had a revolution of the new constitution, new revolutions coming in, very, very great infrastructure transformation in this country, transformation of the public service. Remember the reformation of the provincial administration and the police reforms, the GJ laws, governance, justice, and other sector reforms that we instituted, even reforming the cabinet to almost become digital. We had a digital cabinet for the first time in history. And as I said, Mwai Kibaki hated corruption with his entire body. You'd see him shiver at the mention of corrupting people in his government, or if he had of hunger affecting his people. He was stricter to details, as I said, leading all the cabinet memos, and even calling at midnight to ask, can that cabinet paper be brought back again, to be looked into again, if he felt after the cabinet approval that it requires to be taken further thoughts in the cabinet. So we have lost a great champion and a great transformation agent in this country, and a man who will be remembered for moving, really creating hopes in the Kenyans that this country can be better than we found it, and selflessly serving this country without fear or favor. He worked very well with Prime Minister Raila Odinga. I was the head of public service during the Nusu Mkate, the shared government, and Mwai Kibaki was very, very accommodative, very, very accommodative, and I want to appreciate the training he brought to us to be humble and to listen to all sides. Thank you very much for listening to me. I want to also pass my condolences on behalf of myself and the family, the people of Nyandarua. He brought in tarmac when everybody had forgotten Nyandarua County. He brought in tarmac to our county and other developments in Nyandarua County.
Maybe let me ask you one question before I let you go. Just comment on his leadership style. There's a lot of mention coming from former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, former Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka. How was his leadership style like, given your experience as head of public service?
He had a very, very, what you may call very, very democratic style of leadership. Of course, tempered with some little authoritarianism. When it came to matters affecting, let's say, things like corruption, and remember we inherited a fairly corrupt regime. So people who didn't want to see change, people who are resisting the manifesto of NAC, which was largely change and extremely reformist. Remember that was a very activist government that came in power after Kanu. So those who resisted change, of course, had to pave way. But he was a very, very accommodative president, and he listened a lot. He listened more than he talked, and I want to appreciate that he really taught us to listen to all sides. All sides. People thought that there was bad blood between Mwai Kibaki and Raila Odinga. Far from it. People are very good friends. Very, very good friends who would sit and share a cup of tea and discuss a range of issues, public issues, economic issues, political issues, socio-cultural issues, the creation of universities, including the Jaramogi Odinga University. We went all the way home to Kangoka Jaramogi, and he named that university after Mzee Oginga Odinga in Siaya. So a very accommodative president, very strict to details. People talked about laid back. I never saw it. In cabinet, he would scrutinize all the cabinet papers, as I've said, and he would even call, let alone he's calling at 11 or 12 midnight, asking, can you remember this paragraph? Can this be discussed again? Can that paper, be passed quickly, or can more funds be looked for to support, some of those issues? He was a man of mercy. Kibaki was full of mercy, especially when people are in trouble, especially famine or insecurity issues that sometimes bedevil the country, especially issues of cat rustling and later on the acts of terrorism that hit the country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Francis Kimemia, speaking to us regarding his stint as head of public service under the Kibaki administration.